thing that happens when you show up with you as your authentic self is that other people have permission to be their authentic self. They have permission to not be perfect. They have permission to um, go deep. They have permission to not hide. They have permission to not be afraid. So there is a risk for sure with authenticity. There's a risk of rejection. There's a risk of wounding, the risk of gossip, the risk of being misunderstood. But I believe that the more we just practice our authentic self, the more we set other people free in a lot of ways too. The best compliment I ever got was this, well, maybe not the best compliment, but a recent one that really blessed me was there was an older couple that we did some work with and helped out in the city, and they, after chatting with this lady and a couple other people for 20 minutes, she said to me, when I grow up I want to be as authentic as you. And that brought me a lot of joy, because that's always my goal, is to be my authentic self with everyone and to be present with them, to see them, to show up with them, to find the beauty, joy, and radiance in them and in myself, and to be able to go deep with them if they're willing to be able to process their life with them if they would like to be able to just find a deeper connection with everyone I meet, strangers and friends. And I've had so many times where I've met somebody maybe only for a few minutes and ended up with hugs and tears and really sweet, deep words of appreciation. And so it doesn't take all day, it doesn't take lots of years. It just takes showing up as your authentic self and seeing people around you, being present, and as much as possible. And even if you're not having the perfect day, also just, that's okay. That's part of it. But just really seeing people. One thing I believe is that I like to look at things from the future backwards. And when I say the future, to me the future is complete restoration of all things. So the highest and best of God for us, and us walking in our fullness, our complete divine union, and seeing ourselves completely whole, seeing others completely whole. And so there is a path to that. There is seeing all the values of that and then pulling them into now. Even though the world is full of contradictions, we can pull those values into now and live them. And as we do that, I believe we're planting seeds into the spiritual, physical fabric of the earth that shifts things for the future. And the mighty oak drops lots of acorns, and those seeds go far and wide. Every plant is full of fruitfulness when it bears fruit, and so the seeds of authenticity, I believe they're powerful, and that they create a bright future for lots of people. Let's see, a few years ago I had a dream, and the dream was about this path, and along this path there were places where I stopped, and there was about 5 people around the campfire, and each way along this journey I became more and more translucent. And this was really fascinating, and I know there was a lot of really cool things about the dream, but the translucent thing really got me thinking about transparency, and I believe that as we become more in sync with the true divine love of God within us, that we will be able to see every person without any judgment, without any fear, without any shame, without any regrets, without any disappointment, and we'll be able to communicate deeper and heart to heart, thought to thought. And what if you could see every person you met? What if you could see everything about them, their whole past, which I know is terrifying for a lot of people to think about, every issue they had, but also the radiance and glory that they carry, and the divine purpose that they carry, the divine glory that they carry, the gifts, the talents, the beauty that they carry, all of the good things, without any judgment of good and evil towards them, but with pure kindness, pulling them into believing in, seeing them as the wholeness that they really are, seeing them as the goodness that they really are, the radiance they really are, the joy, the glory, the light that they really are. And the more we see that in another person, the more they become that. Because a lot of times, you know, the secret to walking people into a transformation is to believe it for them before they believe it for themselves, and to see it in them even when they can't fully embrace it, when they're still judging themselves, when they haven't fully understood who they are. When somebody can walk alongside them and see the glory of who they really are and believe that, speak that to them, and even just hold it in their heart, that literally transforms people. I've seen it. And so to walk in that is powerful. And so, you know, that's why I share. That's why I continue. Like, I found so much joy, so much fulfillment, and so much depth and deepening of my own life the more I continue every single day to just connect with people authentically. It brings me a lot of joy. So that is why I continue to make some videos and posts. That's why I continue to just share with people the love and radiance that's in me, the beauty and the pain. And a lot of times it's a really beautiful thing. It's all a very beautiful thing, and it brings me so much joy all the time, every day. And I hope that brings you joy too, and encourages you to just show up as who you are, without performance, without toil, without perfection, without without shame, without fear, without self-judgment, and just be the beautiful person that you are, and the radiance that you know you truly are, without being afraid of anything that's not perfect, that's not beautiful, that's not fixed, that's not whole, that's not complete yet.